We are reimagining how we might do democracy better here in Aotearoa, beginning in Porirua. Puridua is a place with a large proportion of working class people. It's a large proportion of Māori, Pacific and recent migrants. It carries with it a spirit of down-to-earth, grassroots people, and that's the wairua that we generally see. And even with that diversity of social economic difference, there still is a positive feel about belonging to a place as beautiful as it is, as grounded as it is, which I'm seeing those sentiments flow through to the community representation we've had here.
So just over 5 years ago, there was a national conference about a citizens' assembly on climate. And that conference really clearly signalled that people believed there had to be a better way to do things that involved te tiriti o Waitangi.
The first kaupapa is climate change. Now that's, as everybody knows, is a generational kaupapa that's pressing in on us. It has both current and future implications for us as Ngāti Toa, as well as for the wider community, that it's incumbent on us all to do more and do better.
The People Speak Te Reo o Ngā Tangata is a voluntary group. We worked for 2 years through the COVID lockdown and then had a meeting with Helmut Modlik of Ngāti Toa Rangatira, who said, would you be interested not in a regional citizens' assembly, but one with us as the treaty partner in Porirua? We instantly said yes to that and began the process of co-designing with Ngāti Toa what this assembly could look like.
This also is a world first. This is the first time that we have tried to enact Indigenous rights and a treaty into a citizens' assembly project. So we're doing it right now, and we don't need to solve climate change. This is step one. How do we connect and respond? This is where the real action is going to happen, because we need to figure out how we're going to deal with this at the local level.
We actually put together the model that we are now living out next door, of a community-based, randomly selected group of people, and sitting alongside that, a gathering called by Ngāti Toa, where mana whenua issues and ideas can be freely expressed, and then those two findings of the same question can be brought together into one assembly.
What's going to be most juicy is to see where it lands us. I am expecting that we will derive similar but also some materially different recommendations to shift the dial on climate, and I'm looking forward to getting to that point.
Tātou te hongoara, e tū mai nei rungi i te whenua, tātou ki a tātou tēnā koutou. Nō reira, kei aku rahi, haramai ki tō tātou hui, i raro iho nei i te tāhuhua te whare. Nui rawa atu te kaupapa, te whakahirihiro o tēnei kaupapa. Ka whakawhiti kōrero mō te whakahauora anō o tō tātou tai ao.
The team, when we were setting up, there was always a really clear focus from our two awesome facilitators, Makarita and Kelly, that day one was all around the ground rules and the tikanga. And that was really important to bring everyone along, and I think it's really paid off.
I've been drawn to this project because it's democratic. My interpretation of democratic is that everyone has a say.
Coming into these assemblies, I was really hoping that we would be able to help people to feel safe having difficult conversations.
Never been in a citizens' assembly before. I must admit that that was new to me. I was particularly appreciative that Ngāti Toa were calling this assembly. They're the one treaty partner, in my view, that's always thinking 2 generations ahead and wanting to leave the environment better than when they found it. So I was excited.
What I thought there would be was someone from every background around here. Well, you can't get everyone, but lots of diversity, which I'm really glad to see here today. And I found out about this movement through Enviro schools. They had someone coming in to talk to my high school, and she mentioned an opportunity where like teenagers, the rangatahi, could come in and talk at the Porirua Climate Change Assembly.
Obviously a big part of the Climate Assembly is that we are a microcosm of the wider Porirua region, and so by being that microcosm we are the voice of Porirua, and so just essentially getting the voice of Porirua heard and understood.
The very first thing that we did was create a treaty or an agreement. So the process is always about drawing out what they believe is a safe place for them to be able to participate. There were some really strong opinions in here, but very mindful about other people's opinions.
It's about acknowledging the treaty.
Whoever's speaking, respecting their audience. I think we also need to expand that out to don't be judgmental of this process.
Climate change is a great left-wing conspiracy. And if someone were to say that, we might say, and why do you believe that? So that we can understand.
The first day was a little bit unusual. You know, we were setting up the ground rules for interacting, and I think it was an important thing given the diversity of people.
We agreed to develop a friendly environment.
Oh, I like that one. All voices being heard, value everybody's contribution. Is there anything missing? Oh boy, good work. Well done. And I thought that really took us to the next level, you know, really helped the conversations.
As the participants sort of got to know each other and got deeper into the process, we really saw them start to become very comfortable with each other and also want to take it further than what we were providing in this space. I did notice that even for the people who felt like they were very well informed, I think that those expert speakers still helped them, or, you know, kind of got their fires burning a little bit.
Essentially, carbon has been sequestered naturally over 200 or 300 million years on average, and we've been putting it back up there in decades.
How can we combat the climate denial at the moment so that we can see meaningful action?
So it's hard for me to understand how climate denial has taken hold, and especially in corporations and sometimes even entire country leaderships.
We realised through this research that in order for us to get to where we need to be, we need allies. We need people and places who are doing things.
The only way really to understand what is going on in Te Taio is to be in Te Taio.
The Porirua Community Leaders Forum, which was set up as the first step towards this project, people from all over Porirua, and they, from the very start, have always said rangatahi needs to be centred in this work.
I didn't really know what I wanted to say yet, but I knew I wanted to be there.
We talked about collective responsibility and collaboration, the idea that humans working together can reverse some of the damage we've done. And this is collaboration through rangatahi, adults. This is in Porirua, this is all over Aotea, this is everyone getting involved, not just the government, everyone.
The sky is the limit, and that really helps to step forward with the challenges of climate change. We mentioned this morning about climate grief that some of our older generations have because they saw Aotea as healthy, and sometimes you need that fresh thinking to help you dream forward for the future.
What does your kāinga look like? What does your house look like? What do your whānau, your families look like in this vision? Where are you placed? That's what we want. We want you to add to the vision, to make it a suitable vision for ngā hapori katoa Porirua, all of us together.
Lots of people were willing to put forward their ideas And these are people that were selected randomly from our community. Probably was a bit surprising actually for me to see that. I don't think we always all agreed, but that's the neat thing about having this type of approach. You can really test each other's thinking.
What is our role as Ngāti Toa in showing leadership in our community and what that means for our community? But then also, what do we do to empower our actual people?
Actually, what if Ngāti Toa became an iwi that actually reduced its consumption?
Circular economy.
You know what I mean? Like you actually had a green shop.
Yeah,
it's like a green shop.
I like that.
Yeah.
Probably the big theme that came through our korero was around the need for political involvement and engagement, particularly from rangatahi. So, you know, being involved, voting, really important as well, but also, again, just being involved in democratic processes, and similar to the group over there, you know, them having hope that, you know, politics and politicians are listening and will actually make those sorts of changes.
But I think you start with their wonder of the natural world and whatever they're interested in, then climate change can affect that, and it makes an interesting conversation about protecting that special thing.
So if we're serious about giving rangatahi a voice, then let's start doing it and actually say from Puridua, from this assembly, that we support that campaign.
The only way to find real solutions is by working together. Our voice, our actions, and our unity will make a difference.
All of us here. It's all about being visible, all about being heard, as well as being seen. From this space, I'm learning how I can take action into my own hands, but also as like a collective. I believe there's a lot of power in being part of a collective. My thoughts on climate change are that it is outside of my own individual hands. You know, I can't myself change it, but as a group, as a collective, as a rōpū, we can have say in how it impacts us as a community, us as a nation, us as a world.
I think that's why I feel compelled to keep trying to do work that is going to ultimately bring us back to a place of balance, and our relationships are pretty broken as well, so there's a part where we have to heal our relationships with each other in order to be able to heal our relationship with the land.
Yeah, the power of that is what I'm interested in seeing what happens next. Is, you know, this group, Citizens Assembly, has these recommendations and actions, and can we and the organisers and the organisations that are supporting this process put the money where the mouth is, more so, and implement these actions.
So we're bringing everything together so that we're all good to go to have some really clear direction on the where to from here and the next steps.
What we want is something that we can all live with today, that we can say, yep, you know, we think this is a good summary of what we've been talking about.
I understand that people might be hesitant to provide the authentic whakaaro, but whānau, this is the space to do it. Because this day determines our final recommendations that we have developed as an assembly.
Evidence-based, community-informed, strategic and action plan, ensuring present and intergenerational commitment from everyone with skin in the game in Porirua. Resilient infrastructure, ensuring water, waste, energy, health and transport infrastructure are optimal for our people and place through innovation and localism.
Love it. Too much.
Any strong objections?
That might be the way to handle it, because it does relate to everything that's up on that board there, and I think Hilda does.
We did have a statement that overlay each of those, and all it was whakapapa and mātauranga informed climate planning and action.
I reckon you're about 99% there. It looks really, really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great percentage.
We were only aiming for 80%.
No, that's pretty good. The reason we're doing an assembly like this is we actually know we've got the ideas ourselves. We have our own ways of mobilising, and actually there'll be times when we will have to rely only on ourselves, and particularly in emergencies that happen.
We've got so many ideas and actions and recommendations that have come out of this, and I think some are immediately implementable and actionable, particularly the locally led grassroots ones. And I think this has brought together networks and groups of people that are already doing so much in the climate action space to maintain these relationships as we leave this group and this process will be a real strength and power of this whole process.
At the city level, at the central government level, I guess I'm a little bit more sceptical. You can encourage a lot of community participation, that's important. But I don't know that we're actually in a political climate that acknowledges that there is a changing climate. I think at the local level, there's going to be a lot of positive change, even within the city, with the recommendation that there be a young person representative on the council. I think that's absolutely vital. You've engaged a group of young people who seem to be quite active.
With the collective, I'm looking to push for the Porirua City Council to establish a youth council. I do believe there's no rangatahi action without a youth council to enable that. For me, rangatahi are the future, they're the ones who are going to carry the torch. Yaola might light it, but we're going to carry it. And so by supporting our rangatahi now, we can truly ensure that this kaupapa is carried on to the future. It's an ongoing fight to an eventual win.
What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now!
We are the next generation, and we deserve a healthy planet. We are asking the government to listen, to do more, and to make the right choices for the future. It's simple. Don't fast track our future. If we don't act now, it will be our younger generations that will suffer. We must work together. No one is too small to make a difference.
When I joined the Assembly, I felt nervous, I felt scared, but I'm excited and happy that I'm here now speaking to you all. It has been a long, long journey, truly, but I'm happy it happened.
And the ideas, the plans, the actions that have come out of this process, so carefully and kindly facilitated by those who've done so, is an exciting milestone that we can move forward from here. And although we're a little bit, to say, people are looking at us whānau, because talk's cheap, eh? And this is why our young people are involved, right? Because the young people will make sure that the things that need to be done are done.
The outcome of the dream I see is that Porirua is regionally, nationally and internationally recognised to be a leader in community-led climate resilience. And to me, that feels like a flourishing community to live in.
I definitely want to mihi to the participants for coming in so openly, and I really felt that a lot of people were being really generous in how they were bringing themselves to the space, and yeah, I'm so grateful to everyone who was part of that and who gave their energy to this collective vision.
Everyone just did a fantastic job. All the backroom, the project team, Ngāti Toa, to bring it all together was just beautiful. It was like art. We've now got this whole cohort of people that can support it. So yeah, I'm really hopeful.
What a journey. And it's all worth it when you look at this. We're lifting where we stand, we're owning our own answers to these questions and not leaving it up to someone else. So as mana whenua, it is both our birthright and our obligation to not only do all that we can conceive to enhance well-being, prosperity and mana of our iwi, but all the manuhiri who live in our rohi.